made a little video last year on my Honda XR125 and somehow it has 10,000 views now. So thought I'd make a little update. Now I've got something a bit more powerful. Decided to make a new video. It's been almost a year since I made the last one, but somehow the video of me rambling on, riding around my little 125 got 10,000 views, so I thought it was about time I made another one. And as you can see, I want something a bit bigger now. So last year in the winter, passed my test, got my big boy license, sold my 125 to one of my friends for 1,200 quid, and then proceeded to buy whatever I could get for 1,200 quid basically. I wasn't planning on doing that. I was planning on saving up over the winter and then buying something else, you know, a bit better. I was looking at, you know, usual start bikes, you know, Bandit, Hornet, whatever, something like that. And then I came across this, which is a 1996 Honda VFR750, the RC36 2. It's got 61,000 miles now, so she's had a fair few miles. It was on about 60 when I got her, but it really doesn't look that bad for a bike that's done this many miles. And yeah, I love it pretty much. Downsides really is that, you know, it is a bit heavy. It's a bit of a big bike when you know, maneuvering it around and stuff, getting it in and out of the garage, whatever. Sounds like that, so kind of makes you not worry about it too much. But yeah, so it's a 750cc V4 engine, it's allegedly around 100 horsepower. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but I think it's actually really good as a first kind of big bike. I will get off in a bit and I'll do a little walk around or just show you some bits of the bike or whatever. But see if anyone's interested in another one of my old Hondas basically. Also had, the other reason it's taken me this long to make another video is because the last videos I made were made with an old GoPro 4, which went fine, but you know, I just thought I'd get something better. And then I bought this DJI Osmo Action 3 because I've had some other DJI cameras and I love them. I think they're better than the GoPros, more reliable. I like the kind of interface and the app and stuff way more. So I thought, what can go wrong? So I bought one. Camera works brilliantly, apart from it's absolutely useless at recording audio on a bike. If you put a mic in your helmet like this into the camera, as soon as you hit like 25-30 mile an hour, you just can't hear nothing apart from wind noise. It's just completely unusable. So I did actually get some footage earlier in the year of a ride up in Mid Wales with some of my friends and stuff, and there's just zero, you like, the footage is fine, but there's no audio. It's just, you know, even if you don't want to listen to me blabbing on, there's just zero bike noise or anything like that, so it's just not great. So now hopefully this video will be usable, because I've got the Rode AI Micro, which is a little audio interface basically. So you just plug the mic into that, plug that into the camera, and then you can use the app on your phone to basically adjust the levels. So I've got it set about, I think it's about halfway down to test it now today. It's the first time I've actually tried it, so we'll see how that turns out. Hopefully some people will actually be watching this because it worked. But as a little experiment, I've also got the GoPro attached to the back of the bike by the exhaust to make up some noise. See if I can check that's actually in the right place still. is. Oh, no, yeah. Well, that's not working, is it?
2 hours later.
Anyway, here she is. 1996 VFR750. Haven't done a lot to it. Changed the mirrors for some VFR800 ones. Put this Dalkovic exhaust on just to make a bit more noise, and it's the high level one, so it sits like above the wheel compared to the normal one. So you get to see the wheel a bit more, because, you know, single-sided swing arm, it's not the most common thing, so just kind of want to have that on the show a bit more, I guess. But hopefully get out and ride a bit now, and the camera doesn't fall off. But yeah, as I was saying, the GoPro's attached to the back with a little mic that's under the seat, so hopefully I can get some nice clips of the exhaust note, especially if, at least if that's recording audio. If this camera gets some decent visuals, I can at least just put it together. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. But I just made that video on my XR125 with running of this bike, sold it to another mate, who sold it on to another mate, so it's still going around. It's an absolute brilliant first bike. I just made a little video on it because I thought, why not? I'd go for it, whatever. And then I just noticed recently that 10,000 views is just crazy. And that may just be a complete fluke, and nobody's going to care about this one, but might as well give it a go. I like it. I'm not going to say it's the best bike in the world, or that everyone should go buy one or whatever, but it's definitely an option worth considering, especially if you are, you know, just starting out and things. How good this is. There is one known problem with these usually, which is the regulator rectifier or the wiring for it or whatever can get a bit funny. So I fitted a voltmeter down here, which is just some, you know, cheapy eBay one, just to keep an eye on it. And usually it sits at, you know, it's not probably not exact the actual voltage that you get off that thing, but it says it's about, you know, high 13s, low 14s most of the time. But I was just riding along then, and I was sort of cruising, because I was just going through the town and stuff. But then it started saying it was like 12 volts and stuff, so it gets a bit concerning when it's not apparently charging. So I pulled over, turned the bike off, turned it back on, and I was charging at 14 volts again. So I don't really know what the problem is. I have got a spare regulator. Probably just need to check through the wiring, but it's weird that I turned it off, and then I didn't mean to turn it off. I just pulled over and put the side stand down, you know, cut it out. So weird. Anyway, because when I was riding on the motorway the other week, it did that, and I just sped up a bit, and then it was fine basically. I think it was just the revs were a bit low, so it wasn't really producing that much power to charge. But we shall see. It's like, annoyingly lately the weather's been absolutely amazing. Super, you know, sunny, bright, everything. Nice and warm. And just haven't had much time to get out of my bike, which is typical. When it was like raining for months before that, for a month pretty much. Welsh weather. I don't know, again, it depends on how this footage comes out really, but the wind noise is pretty bad on this. I think it's like a turbulence thing. This is not a genuine screen. It came with like one with a double, like, you know, like an upper screen as well, and it just looked a bit stupid, so I just bought this one, which is just a sort of double bubble one, but I don't know if it's made it worse or better. I didn't really ride it that much, because I bought this in the middle of winter, so it's just sat in the garage, not really being used, and then I just started buying things for it, you know, you know how it goes. So I changed the screen, changed the mirrors to the ones off the VFR750, the later model, because the original ones are those, you know, rubber Johnny ones basically. This sort of speed, you just get a lot of, if I put my hand like by my neck, then it seems to pretty much get rid of the wind noise. If I go down a bit, or even if I go up a bit, so I think I've just got the wrong side screen, but it just happens to hit right kind of on my neck on this helmet, which just is like the worst possible place apparently for the wind noise. I'm not sure if I could change the screen first to get a new helmet, because I've had this one since I first got my 125 a little while ago, and it's nothing special, you know, it's just whatever I bought to get me going, so I should probably invest in something a bit nicer. But yeah, let's just enjoy this nice scenery of the Wye Valley, I guess it is, over here. I live in South Wales, so there is a lot of very nice roads around to ride. Just a quick one today, so I'm not coming all the way up the mountains and stuff. I was up in the Brecon Beacons the other day when I had to go pick something up, and I thought, well, I might as well take the bike if I got to go up there. And I came back over the mountain in the evening. It was like a boiling hot, sunny day. Coming across the mountains, there was no cars about. It was quite late in the evening, and it was just unbelievable. It was so good. But just times like that, you just think, I'm very lucky to have this stuff like right on my doorstep. Some people have to ride, you know, miles and miles of motorways to get to these sort of things. For me, it's just straight out the door and you're pretty much on it, which is great fun. And then the only problem with that was, across the mountain on a very hot evening, my helmet and my bike were absolutely covered in flies, like to the, I'll probably see if I can put the picture I took of my helmet. It was to the point where it was like, there was one for about every, you know, half a millimetre on the visor. It was horrendous. And it was so hot as well that you just couldn't even like, just wipe them off, because they were just baked on there. So I just had to put up with it till I got home and then like clean them off. I had to like soak it for a while so the bikes would like melt a bit or whatever, I guess. That's a small price to pay for the amazing ride I had over the mountains, all on my own, roads to myself. It was brilliant. It was amazing. Try not to hit the pigeon. This road is pretty cool. Came up here once with my mate who was on our 125s, and I was just following him through these roads, and I thought that'll be a nice place to go again. Haven't been there in a while. Got into bikes, bought bikes, midlife crisis, you know, typical thing. Turned 30, thought time to get a bike. So for me, it's 99%. It's just something for fun. You know, I don't have this bike for practical purposes. I now and again take this to work, but that's about it. It's purely just something to have fun on. Here again, when the voltage is a lot lower than it should be, I think it's when I'm cruising and I'm not in like that high of a gear. It's just the RPMs are just not. You just have to go faster. Sorry, officer, I had to rev it out that much, otherwise my battery would fit. Seems like a perfectly valid excuse to me. It's just a lovely bike. It's just comfortable, easy to ride, stable, predictable. There's nothing kind of to catch you out. The brakes are pretty good. I've changed the front brake pads because I was just looking at the bike one day, just sorting a few things out, and I realised that the front tyre was from 2011, I think it was. So it actually looked fine. There was nothing really wrong with it. It didn't look cracked, and it had, plenty of tread left on it. But once that kind of was in my head, I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. So then I decided to replace it. Bought a new one, took the front wheel off to get a new tyre put on, and then realised the brake pads were a bit low, so changed them as well. They weren't knackered, but I just thought, while I got the wheel off, while I'm doing all that, I might as well swap the pads out too. But yeah, brakes are pretty decent. I like the gearbox. It's very nice and sort of solid feeling, basically. You can just flick your way through the gears, no issue at all. I think it might have just done a big pop on the overrun there. Yeah, there's really not many negatives. Like when you're riding it, it's fine. It doesn't feel super heavy or nothing like that. It's just purely the actual manoeuvring it around, getting it in and out of the garage, that sort of stuff. Can't really argue with that. The bark of that V4 is just brilliant. It's very addictive. It's not quite as much of a sort of scream as you get out of a, super high rev 600, which I also like the sound of. But it's quite unique as well. You get that whine, because this one, the 750, has gear-driven cams, so you have no cam belt or chain. There's just gears that go directly from the crank to the cams, basically. So that's one of the reasons why it's so super reliable, really. Just because there's even less kind of moving parts, really, than there would be on other comparable bikes. Some nice twisty bits up here. Just something brilliant about nice day, nice roads, out on the bike. If you're having a bit of a shit week, a bit of a shitty day, best thing I can do, get out on my bike, into the countryside, chucking it around some corners. I fucking love this thing. That noise. This is that really tight corner that put me out last time, so I'm just going to take it nice and steady. It tightens as it goes around. Yeah. To be honest, there's not going to be a ton of work or anything that I'm going to be doing on this bike. It's not. I just think that I've kind of done what I needed to do now. I've got the exhaust on it. I've changed the mirrors, and it's just, it's a 90s bike that has its own kind of charm and appeal from being like that, essentially. So I don't really want to be messing with it too much. I think it's like, I know all the usual things. Like on a modern bike, don't get me wrong, I completely agree with, you can put some indicators and a tail tiny and stuff and make your bike look much nicer. But I don't think that a bike like this suits that kind of treatment effectively, is what I'm saying. I do really enjoy actually just days like today where I'm just going out on my own. I don't know, it's just I just like this whole, I did put a location in to remind me where that road was to make the right turn in, but I don't really go in, I'm going to go on my own, if you know what I mean. I just sort of go, oh, I'll go this way, and then I'm like, oh, I can go down that road, I'll go down this road. It's just the way I like to do things. Whereas when I go with my mates, there's someone's got a route plan. So I bought it in the dark, had to ride it home, which was a bit scary because it was dark country lanes in the wet in the middle of winter on a bike I'd never ridden. So it was a little bit scary, but it wasn't too bad. But then after that, immediately once I got on it, I don't know, I feel comfortable on it. It doesn't really scare me. I can you know, hit the throttle. The acceleration is nice and it's entertaining and it's not slow. Would you be brave enough to buy a bike that is 27 years old with 62,000 miles on it for £1,200 in the dark? Wow. With you and me, let's put it that way. And so far, in all honesty, it has worked out brilliantly.